Hey guys, welcome back to GreyWolf TV. We are back with Person of Interest on to episode 15. We still have not resolved a lot of issues, including the Shaw thing. Now Root has walked away as well. And as he said himself, it looks like it's just back to the two of us again for the time being. So, really weird what happened in the last episode with it being covered jury duty. I don't know whether you agreed with me as to whether that was purposeful with the machine or whether it was just coincidence. No idea. Right, let's carry on. Episode 15.
Sorry for the precautions, Professor. You're getting a tour from the founders, and you wouldn't believe the freaks that try to get in here. What's the word, Riley?
No weapons. Welcome to Nerd Nirvana.
Retrieve is one of the hottest internet companies in the world, John. They know how to attract appropriate talent.
And you didn't tell me on the phone that you did research into neuroevolutionary systems, because I can talk AI all day.
I hope so. My new book on algorithmic decision-making could benefit from your expertise.
Anna Mueller moved here from Munich with her sister Jill when she was 14. Anna works here as a transcriber for something called Val.
Val?
For voice-activated lookup. Here.
Are tomatoes vegetables or fruits? Val's a personal assistant in your phone. You want to find anything online, just ask it a question, like the ones you're hearing right now.
Harold, Anna just got a text from someone named Alec.
She doesn't look too happy about it.
There's nothing to talk about. I've already spent more time on that than I should. Let's just do our jobs.
You're saying I should just drop it?
Honestly, as a friend, yes.
A new Nautilus puzzle has appeared that is nearly identical to the very first one I encountered. The coordinates are on the shadow map. Samaritan wouldn't send players to a spot where it couldn't observe them.
No, it wasn't.
Samaritan
It's her.
didn't make the puzzle. Who did?
Oh, wait.
Yes, I'm
Something
right on her.
embedded in the image on the poster. You were right.
Fight!
Yeah, yes, I get the fascination behind men wanting to pay to watch this. That's all I'm saying at this point. And I'll also mention if you hear a lot of pops and bangs on the voice on my mic tonight, it's because I'm recording this on fireworks night and they're still going off at 11:30 in the evening. Damn, she's good.
Thanks, Alec.
Finch, Alec is Anna's trainer. And now we know how she got that bruise.
Yeah.
They're always listening.
Claire? What's happened to you?
The people behind the Nautilus game were worse than anything I could have imagined.
He did try to tell you.
They used me. Break free.
No!
Please help me.
Damn.
Turns out Anna won honors in both judo and kickboxing in college.
And amateur fights are plagued by gambling, organized crime, and a lack of regulation.
Sure about that? Doesn't she
I'm afraid she needs my full attention.
need medical attention? Wouldn't have thought they would have shown so much of it if it wasn't tied in somehow. Oh, that may be why she's doing it.
Anna's not the only one with a fight on her hands.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're lucky, Claire. 3 inches to the left, and we'd have needed the embalming materials instead.
Yeah.
I was taken in by this group. They told me the game's purpose was to recruit people who could help them on their mission.
Which is?
Make the world a better place. Every mission I did for them led directly to someone's death. And not bad people. Ordinary people.
That's when you chose to escape.
Yes. To find you. A man whose name I didn't even know. The one person who tried to keep me from going down the wrong path.
Well, you knew how to get hold of him.
Let's talk about this user problem you've been looking into. The one about Paul Zimmerman. Drop it. Or we're gonna have a serious conversation about your future here.
So I basically think she's saying she saw a red flag for somebody who's a possible suicide risk because of the search terms that they've looked up using Val. And as far as the company is concerned, what people search for is their business. We don't want a lawsuit. And because you've red flagged it, might be your job on the line. I take it that's the road they're going down here.
Those people that took you in, they're not making the world a better place. They're remaking the world in the image of their leader. A being that is willing to kill as many people as it takes to keep its own existence secret and its power intact, like your software engineer.
I don't understand.
It's an AI. And it's called Samaritan.
I didn't think you'd reveal that much.
A raw chunk of source code from a set of old drives. Whatever was on it was labeled Samaritan. You and I can attack Samaritan and kill it. Let go of me!
What?
Pretty sure the lady doesn't want to
Right. Oh, calm down. Yeah, that was good to see.
Remember me? Come on.
You have no idea who those men were who attacked you.
No.
You must do.
Look, I still don't get why a
Or is
homicide
this
detective
her
is following
company?
me.
How can I get help for depression? I need the number of a suicide hotline.
But Zimmerman can't be the only one to make an online search like that.
No.
Of course not. Now look at what Val sent Zimmerman when he asked the same question.
Okay. That's
5
normal.
painless ways to end one's life. How to make sure others are taken care of after you're gone.
Zimmerman was a man on the edge.
I got my friend Naresh to help. He dug up Zimmerman's number, and I reached out to him. Turns out I was too late. My friend Naresh didn't show up to work today. I don't know if he quit or got fired.
Or worse.
I'm guessing at this point, I may be proven wrong, but I'm guessing it means there's something broken with their algorithm. But the fact that they have the human divine intervention thing with them going through them all, why would the normal response have not been sent, and in effect you sending that sort of message to that particular guy, to Zimmerman, pushing him over the edge and actually giving them ways? You might as well have just given him a book on 1,000 ways how to kill yourself. Is this accidental? Is this something to do with the app? Or is it something more sinister than that?
Keep thinking about Charles Wynn, the man who was poisoned at the hospital by that group of yours.
Which hospital was it?
New York General.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Easy to see how someone could secretly administer a lethal dose of... What did you say?
I didn't, actually.
Just gathering facts.
He's
Stick
being
that
careful.
flash drive in your laptop and you'll see I'm telling the truth.
Yeah,
Everyone that's close to me.
maybe.
Samaritan will use that information to hunt them down, which may have been your intention all along.
A few hours ago, you were opening my eyes to Samaritan.
The only Charles Wynn that died in the tri-state area this year did so in a car accident. No trace of aconitine in his blood. Keep your flash drive, Claire. On my way out, I'll reactivate the cameras. You can tell your story to Samaritan.
You once said that you didn't believe I was a killer. Well, I believe that about you. You wouldn't just leave me here for dead.
That may have been true once. But that was before I lost someone dear.
Charles Wynn died of a myocardial infarction caused by 9 milligrams of aconitine. He struck an oncoming car, hospitalizing the couple inside, and somehow sparing the 6-year-old in the back seat. All of which you know, if your friend read you the report. Now, I am sorry that you lost your friend. But if you leave now, when you are dead wrong, you're gonna lose me too.
Jill's medical alert bracelet. She must be crashing hard. EMTs are on the way. I have to go.
I know Anna Mueller will be relieved. She thought you got fired. Something about that Zimmerman issue.
Just a mainframe processing glitch. I'm not really supposed to talk about this.
Confidentiality. I get it. Just got paid off by his superiors.
Yeah,
If they gave me hush money, they could be the same people who are trying to silence Anna for good.
Driving him to suicide. They're gonna kill Anna because she won't let it go.
A closer look at Val's new algorithm might tell us why he was targeted and what's at stake.
Yep.
No. I had that.
Question.
We gotta go.
What can I do?
The right thing. Access fetch and retrieve service from me. Hey, Glasses. I'm staring at something I don't understand.
Yeah.
Which is usually the part where you step in. Sending it to you now.
Oh no. A security guard is here.
That was a bit clumsy. Doink.
Nothing's gonna hurt her.
Wish that was true. The last few months, she's been so sick. They've never felt more helpless.
The thing about fighting someone. Questions are simple. Either you're beating them or they're beating you.
I want to take this fight to whoever's after me.
People whose search histories indicated depression, for instance.
Why?
Val sent them results which would likely make their depression worse.
Worse.
That makes no sense.
Payday loans, online poker sites, and of course, antidepressants. All products currently sold by Fetch and Retrieve's advertisers.
You figure out who's behind all this?
The new algorithm was placed in the system anonymously, but I managed to track down its source. It's someone we've met before.
Scumbags.
Can I help you?
I've heard of subliminal messaging as regards, advertisements and trying to manipulate people's data and your data being sold. We're used to all of that in the news all the time now. But making that sort of link because you are taking the vulnerable and people in debt and people over the edge or close to the edge and suggesting to them all the things that's just going to make your advertisers even more money because obviously they've got a big sway in your company or have invested. Jesus.
At least one person is dead, and my friend Anna's being hunted down.
I'm sorry, but this all seems a little hard to believe. Are you sure?
It's
Come on, Direct. I thought we understood each other. You keep quiet, everybody wins.
Calvin, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Cleaning up.
All right, last camera should be up in 60 seconds. Let's go.
Once we're outside, we'll need to stick to the areas with no video surveillance.
Just a thorn in its side. You're a one-man revolution, Harold.
I didn't tell
How do
her
you
name
know
was
my-
Harold.
You know, I've played a lot of chess.
You still made a
That's the
mistake.
first time I almost beat myself. One slip, and
Yeah.
it could have cost me the game. I'll take your phone and your laptop.
You're a fool if you think I'll lead you back to my friends. You will have to shoot me.
We've been talking so much about Samaritan. I figure it's time you finally saw what it looks like.
Playing that whole game of expecting him to be cautious and then giving him another reason on top to be trusting beyond reproach. Honestly. They always say no matter what it is, no matter what the situation is, usually your first instinct is correct. Even if it appears to be something that you should be helping with. And he did, and that's the outcome. But I knew it immediately. I knew it as he was walking away. She said, Harold, I'm like, he didn't say anything.
Soon, Val will shape the emotions of millions of users, and Fetch and Retrieve
You're
will
just
be
as
one of the
bad.
most powerful advertising and content delivery platforms in the world. Luckily, I can pay.
You will.
This is why you shouldn't trust these companies with your data.
Cross. Stand him up, I'll go again.
I think we're good.
Thanks, Lionel.
I don't understand. You said you were taking me to see Samaritan.
Harold, this is Samaritan.
What?
Samaritan's not trying to subjugate humans, Harold. It's trying to save them. Samaritan is planning ways to reduce, if not eliminate, food and water shortages. Projects that never would have existed without this evil AI. I just know in my heart that you have the capacity to make the right choice.
Which is?
Join us. Last chance.
How's that a choice?
Well, I truly admire what's been built here. And you may be right. If the world needs to be saved, then perhaps this is the most efficient way to do it.
Okay.
Nice to finally meet you, Claire. Give your boss a message for me. Hi.
Yeah, kill her. Well, that was more than I was expecting.
Your laptop? What happened to the old one?
Claire has it.
Which means Samaritan does.
Claire played me and very nearly won. If Rude hadn't disabled Samaritan's cameras and saved me, I'd be in the hands of the enemy.
If I hadn't taken him to the school, if I just brought him in...
Come, Claire. You did your best to turn him into an asset.
Just one thing, Mr. Greer. The sniper shots were supposed to miss. To scare Mr. Finch into trusting me. I could have died out there.
Yeah. For a good cause, my dear.
See?
Simulating and manipulating emotion. And its stock appears primed for a fall. Shall we see if together we can't choose the right way forward?
You bastard. Honestly, the further in you get in this season, you don't think it could get any more interweaved and more outrageous, and it is doing so every episode. That was really enlightening as regards how Samaritan and Decima, in particular him, is doing all the recruiting and making it look like, look at that skill, to make people think that it's helped saving the world, helped saving the planet, when what it's systematically doing is ensuring its own existence, its own complete control over everything, and with him at the helm, acquiring all the right resources, businesses, technological advances, apps, everything to basically have, like I said, an entire collective human population that it can control without firing a single shot. In the grand scheme of things, I know it is, you know, we already know how many people have lost their lives because of this already. The minute she appeared, Claire appeared back on the scene, I was kind of hoping she'd started to have a realization as to what was going on, and something had happened further down the line, which it sounded as though it appeared to have, that made her open her eyes, but it was all a play. And then the extended checkmate situation, if you want, for a better analogy, seeing as it's, you know, like this is Harold with chess in mind. Making sure that the information was accurate enough to a point where you would then question her, and then you gain the loyalty back, and that is what hooked him in, and she almost had him. Thank God Root turned up when she did. It's one thing to... That's the perfect way to play it, to have someone question and not entirely trust what you're saying, and then give them everything that they need to think that they'd misinterpreted and, you know, took things out of context or looked at things the wrong way, and then reassert that control over them, thinking that they're the ones that have made the mistake, and get them to trust you. And it very, very nearly worked. And I like the way that they did this, where we had the number, the person who, you know, the latest number was her, the girl, the fighter, who was tied all in with Friends Are, and about it being about all the advertising and what it is they're trying to do, and manipulate and come up with people's different emotional states, shall we say, to purposely bring it down, for Decima to walk in as the good guys to rescue your company and add it to their little empire. Unbelievable. Right, we'll be back with episode 16 in a few days' time. I'm sure you must know by now, 2 episodes a week that we're doing of this, otherwise it would take forever to get through them. But I like that we do 2 episodes a week because I'm always waiting for the next episode. I never know what's coming. Of course, we still don't know anything more about the show, but we know who has her. So if you do want to watch this in full length, just check the link in the description as always, and you can go and watch it over on Patreon. I will see you for episode 16 next. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, guys. See you for the next one.